We went to high school together. We did, really the first time we met was during our musical production. We both took a dance class freshman year.
We didn't start dating until we were sophomores. We met him at we were in soccer together, we played soccer together, and then we were in the same dance group. He did tap dance and I did lyrical dance. So we just kind of grew up together. The first memory I have of him as that freshman orientation, seeing him, I think it's cute.
December was kind of our first date, then we kind of really became, dating around January 6th to be exact.
You made Adam and you gave him his wife Eve to be his help and support. You said, "It's not for the good of man to be alone. Let us make him a partner like himself."
Always knew from the beginning, we dated for 9 years, so it was kind of weird saying at the beginning that, I knew I was going to marry her, but.
So when we got engaged, so our normal thing that we do is we go to downtown Annapolis every anniversary because we've been together for 9 years. We normally go down there and sit by the water. So it was in April. It was a nice day, and we decided to go down to downtown Annapolis. He took me down by the water, and I had recently just done a triathlon there. So I was telling him about it, and I looked at his face, and I know him too well. And he was like, "Okay, well, where do you want to go now?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's not happening." I thought it was going to happen. And then he said, "Before we go, I want to ask you one question." Then he asked me to marry him.
It really settled in about, a couple years into it, but I knew from, the beginning that Mary was the one I wanted to marry.
Now, Lord, you know that I take this wife of mine, not because of lust, but for noble purpose.
Brothers and sisters, put on as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt and compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another.
After all these years, I still love you.
One has a grievance against another, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also do. And over all these put on love, that is, the bond of perfection. And whatever you do, in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him.
Well, Mary and Mark, congratulations on your wedding day. This is a great day, though I'm sure it looks very different from how you imagined it when we first met and set the date over a year ago. I'm guessing that your planning for today changed several times in the past year. In speaking about life's challenges, Jesus told a parable comparing our lives to a house facing a mighty storm, and said that what keeps the house standing when rain and winds and flooding comes is a solid foundation. Mary and Mark, as you think about not just what got you both to today, but what will help you to have a truly blessed married life going forward, and I'd suggest that the pillars that you need to remain strong are, first, your love for each other, second, your family and friends, and third, your faith. Mary and Mark, can you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage?
Yes.
First, your love for each other. And the second reading that you chose, St. Paul said that you must put on love, like a coat, put on love. Paul called it the bond of perfection, meaning that love is the glue. It holds everything else together. Will you love and honor each other as man and wife for the rest of your lives?
Yes.
Second, you need the support of your family and friends. Most of them are gathered here now, but no one is here as a bystander. Each of them have been a part of the fabric of your lives. Continue to turn to them in the years to come, especially when the storms of life come your way. Will you accept children lovingly from God and bring them up according to the law of Christ and His church?
Yes.
And finally, turn to your faith. When you did your marriage preparation, you both made a commitment to practice your faith regularly. Keep that commitment, so when the tough times come, God is the first person you go to for help. So your love, your family and friends, and your faith. Build your marriage upon these three pillars, and you can be assured of a truly holy marriage.
I, Mark, take you, Mary, to be my wife. I promise to be true to you, in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life.
I, Mary, take you, Mark, to be my husband. I promise to be true to you, in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life.
For the protection and sanctity of human life from conception until natural death, may all people be treated with the dignity they deserve as God's children. For all those preparing for the sacrament of marriage, may they grow in wisdom and grace and see their vocation to married life as a sign of God's love.
Mary, take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Mark, take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
For Mary and Mark, who begin their married life together this day, may they experience the love of God, the support of family and friends, and the blessing of children.
May God, the Eternal Father, keep you in love with each other, so that the peace of Christ may stay with you and be always in your home. Amen. May your children bless you, your friends console you, and all people live in peace with you. Amen. May you always bear witness to the love of God in this world, so that the afflicted and the needy will find in you generous friends and welcome you into the joys of heaven. Amen. May Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Mass is ended, and I now introduce to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mary and Mark Ayers.
If you don't already know, and you can't tell from my face and general demeanor, I am Mary's sister, Caitlin. And since I literally talk 8 hours for a living, sit down and get comfortable. I remember that two of my friends and I would discuss when Mary and Mark would eventually start dating. I even messaged those same friends as soon as Mark proposed, and they said, well, finally. After many hundreds of bonding times, Mary, Mark, and I became glued at the hip for family parties.
Takes a little faith for a man to move.
I would ask Mary if Mark was coming to make my decision about whether or not I would attend an event.
But there's a way about you.
Mark and I would both see how much we could get Mary to do for us. Like if she could get us drinks, get us snacks, change the channel. It was a whole thing. So Mary and Mark already have and are going to continue to have a pretty great life together. I know because I've watched them grow as a couple from the comfort of the living room couch.
'Cause after all these years it brought the two.
This wedding is only making something that was already great into something that is irreversibly great. So let's raise a glass and toast to Mary and Mark Ayers. It's about time. I guess I don't know much about being a bridesmaid. I was thinking, I'll just be the other bridesmaid who, brings up the strippers or like all the alcohol. I'll be that bridesmaid. I didn't know I had to be this bridesmaid. Last week they told me I actually had to get up and start talking about, them as a couple and everything like that.
I wake up beside you.
So there was a couple nights that we'd all be sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, and Mary would fall asleep, me and Mark would be awake. We'd be like,
after all these years, I still love you.
man. And you knew Mary started sleeping because you start hearing that off to the side. She would get so mad trying to wake herself up and pretend that she was this peaceful sleeper, but that wasn't it. We weren't like as tight as Caitlin and Mary and Mark were, and I knew that. So me and Mark, that's how we were trying to bond, was we played video games. And I'm not the best video game player, so like when we try to play online, I would be that person in the corner with the gun up in the air spinning in circles. We started playing, Mary fell asleep. We started playing probably like 9 p.m. I'm not even playing when I say 3 hours later, me and Mark were looking at each other like, you still want to play? I texted Mary that night, don't ever leave me alone with Mark again. Mary didn't tell me till 2 weeks later that he said the same thing about me. I'm so happy for you guys. Thank you for finally doing it, Mark. I'm tired of hearing her talk about it. But you guys are a great couple. I love you both and have a great night.
I'm here to talk about my little brother. This is Mark. Mark Vincent, Shorty, Square, Transformer, Wonder Twin 2, The Kid, Macho Man, Ayers, the list goes on. Alright, so we'll move right into it. So to describe Mark in short, he's pretty good at just about anything. And I'm really not joking about this as Mary's talking behind me. I'm not saying he's the smartest guy in the room, because let's face it, neither am I. But he's the most naturally talented dude you'll ever find. You give Mark a challenge, he's going to make you look silly, even if he breaks himself doing it. Most importantly, he's now a married man, so congratulations there. He can pick up a CrossFit move in about 20 seconds, and it pisses Mary off. Call him the collector. When he first started Harley, he had one motorcycle. When he left Harley, how many do you guys think he had? He had 3 Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Mark's willingness to spend money is tamed only by the lovely Miss Mary Ayers, as she's just straight chugging. Mary, you're an all-around awesome person. You're super competitive, which holds up very well in our family. I mean, how many people do you know that get a black eye on New Year's Eve playing beer pong because she runs into Kevin's knee? You make Mark a better person, and together you two are a powerhouse. I'm very honored to call you guys my brother and now my new sister. Wishing you guys both a lifetime of health, happiness, and whatever else holds. I'm super happy to be a part of this. Thank you guys for having me. To Mark and Mary.
Like the finest wine, your love keeps getting better with the passing time. Tastes sweeter on my lips. Countless days roll by. It can make a man grow bitter, but you've made this man better. After all these years, after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried.
Mr. and Mrs. Mark and Mary Ayers.
'Cause after all these years, I brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years, takes a little faith for a man to move a mountain. Takes a whole lot more to move a man set in his ways. But there's a way about you that leads me to redemption. You always keep me moving. After all these years, and after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. 'Cause after all these years, I brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years. More than I did then, and I know I'll love you more tomorrow morning when I wake up beside you. Sunlight on your face. In 100 years from now, I'll look at you and say, after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. After all these years, I brought the two of us right here. No place
Here we go now.
years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. 'Cause after all these years, I brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years, no place I'd rather be. After all these